There's three 120 fans in the top. I don't know if they're attached to the bottom of a radiator up there or not. I can't tell, but actually, looking at the finish on the chassis, it's so flat black, it almost looks like it was spray painted, you know?
Yeah, it does, yeah. like trying to go for the stealth fighter look or something.
Yeah,
you know.
I do like how the power supply is isolated beneath the floor under the GPUs. I like that.
Yeah, and going back to what you were talking about, with the cable routing and stuff. Again, what did they learn from us modders?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, look at what we're doing. It's all new. It's like, no, sorry, but we've been doing that for years.
You know what's interesting, guys? I don't know if you knew this, but I just discovered this a couple weeks ago, that the guy that was the chief editor for Custom PC magazine out of Great Britain,
yeah,
Gareth Ogden, he was the chief editor for that magazine for a long time. He now works for Corsair, and I think he works in marketing with them.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if maybe Gareth maybe the part of the development for this case or not, but it actually, when I found out Gareth was working with them, I thought that's really cool, because Gareth, he has a real good idea of where this segment of the market's at, you know. So
yeah, absolutely.
And Corsair, I mean, I love Corsair's product. They make a great product, and this is just the first case they're going to come out with. And I think they got the right idea, and if they continue to keep focusing on engineering and new designs, they could really make an impact on the case market. Because let's face it, for the last 10 years, we've pretty much been looking at the same case manufacturers, right. The big ones, you know. Yeah. And there needs to be some new ones in the field.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a steel structure with a brushed aluminum front faceplate.
Is that what it is? That's
what their website says.
So it's a combination of both then.
Yeah, you get it.
What do you guys, a lot of the talk, even if you're not really a modder or not, but a lot of people are talking about Thermaltake's Level 10 case that's going to be coming out, and Thermaltake had hired the BMW group to design this case for them.
Right. Now, I've heard, and I don't know if it's factual or not, but I heard that this thing is going to go for like $1,000 or more. and it's only going to be a limited production. I mean, like a few hundred or maybe 1,000 at the most. That's just what I've heard. I don't know if I haven't been able to nail that down yet. We should talk to Ramson about that, Tony.
Yeah, well, if it goes for $1,000, it's not going to be the first one to attempt that, but I don't know how well it'll do. It'll probably have a tough time doing it.
Yeah,
I think it's more of a case it's a good marketing case. Let me put it to you that way.
I think that was the original purpose of it to start with.
Yeah, it's just everybody's talking about it, everybody's looking at it. It's different. It's definitely cool looking. I'm sure they place a lot of money, but they're probably getting so much advertisement and hits off of this thing worldwide that every money they spent is probably well worth it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dwayne. It's an advertising vehicle for their name. They got their name plastered all over it. It made the blog quite a while back. It made the Enquirer a huge hit on the Enquirer, which is just, I mean, you can't put a dollar amount on that kind of publicity. But when you say that, it could retail for $1,000, my heart sank, because, I mean, not that I'm really into it or anything, but the fact that it was so groundbreaking and unlike anything else, it's like, this is what the market needs. And they need to have these just completely oddball things come out of nowhere to get people excited about computers. And if it's not accessible to the average guy, it just sucks. Because, I don't know, it's like you need that to re-energize people's excitement about computers, and I think that would do it. But if it's not achievable for, us, I mean, I could see maybe, I don't know, $300 or $400. That's kind of where I thought would be at.
That's about where I was thinking too.
Yeah. When you really break it down, when you really look at the video, it doesn't look like it's that complex to make.
No, it's probably not. But then again, we've seen the cases that Smooth Creations has painted up, and they were originally going for, what, $900, $1,000?
$1,200 and $1,300 for some of them.
And that's just a painted case.
Well, you want a prime example? Look at the Ultra Products Exo gaming chassis.
Well, look. Zalman that came out a few years ago, the passively cooled Zalman, that was like $1,200, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because I get the kind of clientele that wants sexy stuff like that. But a majority of the inquiries, when they hear how expensive it is to do that type of work, it doesn't happen. It just, there's a very, very small crowd of people that will pay for that stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Because people don't realize how labor intense that stuff really is.
No, they don't.
Yeah, that's what the whole deal is. Because I mean,
well, nobody wants to pay for that either. I mean, the only people that will pay for that type of paint job, that premium price, is the kind of guy that he understands. Like if he were to have his motorcycle painted, the tank and fenders on it, and to have a custom paint job done, you're looking at about a $1,200, $1,500 average for the tins on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he can understand that. Or a guy that's really into cars, custom cars and stuff, they can understand what goes into it. But the average guy out there looks at it and goes, why would I get that when I can get a kick-ass Silverstone for $250?
Right.
No, you're right. Absolutely. I think that's why a lot of people tend to try and paint them themselves and go from that, because it does cost a lot, but there is that niche group out there that will pay for it.
Yeah, they're out. All you can do, when you're in my shoes, is just try to get your name out there, so they find you, because, like I said, there's such a small market of people that you just have to work harder to reach them,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, maybe we can get some information on how much they're really going to think about selling the level 10. Because it was also why more of a production, not production, but a promotion case. It's also celebrating their 10th anniversary.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely looks cool. I haven't been able to see one in person, but
if all goes as planned, we actually are on the list to get one.
Nice.
Good for you, Coney. All right.
that was something that was stepped back, actually. Like I said, I don't know. I'm like you, though. I think it definitely was more of a PR style thing than anything. Of course, like you said, it's taking care of their 10th anniversary and all. And I don't know. I really the $1,000 price tag. I'm like Bill, kind of made me step back a step or two.
Well, like I said, that's just rumor. I mean, we'll have to nail that down, if that's fact or not. But to tell you the truth, I could actually see it going that far, especially if it's going to be a limited series.
I'll definitely find out, hopefully in the next couple days.
Well, I hope if that's their intent, that they come out with something that kind of emulates that's accessible.
Right.
How come nobody's come up with the perfect case yet? It seems like all these manufacturers have a few really cool things, and then they just fail on something,
That's because we haven't designed one yet.
Yeah, all the American-made cases, it's, the handful that are there. MonsterMawd, Q-Micra, and who am I missing? American-made computer cases, guys.
I don't think there is any.
Well, Danger Den. Danger Den's got their acrylic one.
Yeah. But the ones that are American-made, I think, are basically handmade.
Yeah, handmade.
Yeah, they're not this mass-produced kind of stuff that they're showing there. I think a lot of that is too that they come up with some good ideas. Like Vic, you were talking about the last podcast. Really nice case, really good here, but they put on stupid little plastic feet, or they cut a corner here or there.
Right.
And they're just trying to, we can make a case for X amount of dollar. We can't go above that, so we'll do this up to a point and then stop.
Yeah.
Because adding this cool texture or this cool feature is going to cost another $2 or $3. But then again, I mean, if you add that times how many cases they make, it probably would add quite a bit. But I think that's where the problem is.
Yeah, but if they would only think, how many people did they turn off with that little plastic piece, okay, from buying their case or whatever when they do that, and they're sitting there and they're like, well, if I buy that, I'm going to have to put some different feet on there. That's just, ridiculous. Go ahead and put it on there.
Yeah, but
then you got to stop and look at it from our point of view. If they make the perfect case out there, then us modders are going to be out of jobs.
They're never going to make the perfect case, and I'll tell you why. This is the good redneck reason why. Because they won't none of us work together. Okay, you think about it. Ain't none of them companies going to get together and take his good idea, my good idea, and all of them put together. Because if they did, they'd say, wait a minute, that's my idea.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Dwayne was getting at by, because none of us have actually made it for them, is more or less, none of the modders have actually designed the case for a company.
Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if they came to like a group of us and said, you guys design the case, boy, I think we could nail it. We would probably be in the 90% or better of having it almost perfect. Or it could be perfect. But like Vic was saying, you can't please everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
You're not gonna.
Yeah, you know, I don't like the hard drives coming out the front, you know. I don't like the S-ends of them coming out the front. I like them going out the back, so that's going to piss that guy off, you know. Or I don't like this, or I don't like that. I don't like the fan on the top. Well, I like to have 3 fans on the top, none on the bottom. It's all a matter of taste, and so you can't have the perfect one, but you can come damn close.
Well, as long as I don't make a perfect case, then we're going to have something to do.
Oh, we'll always have something to do.
Well, on that note, let's move on to the prototype Thermalright case that Bill's got posted on there.
Ooh.
Let's watch the video together, shall we?
We shall. Quite the video.
This is definitely a prototype.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the orange. I don't know why, but it's different. I think is why.
Yeah, it's different.
But I could do away with. In the picture, it looks almost like pink knobs, but I'm guessing it's red for the hard drives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why they didn't use orange there. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah, and it looks like a huge cheese grater with all those cooling fins.
Now,
my laundry on that.
There you go.
My first instinct when loading this page, and I seen the orange and the black. I mean, I'm all for doing a bright color with a black base. I love the Exigmatex. Oh, I forget what they call it. The one that's based off the same chassis as the CM690 because they run the yellow fans and the yellow plastic parts. The thing that caught my eye the most. This is Thermalright, and they're known to be one of the top cooler manufacturers. And the first thing I see is the friggin' large fan covers on the bottom of the case that are so friggin' restrictive, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a cooling manufacturer that's known for good coolers, and they have restricted fan covers. That kind of just nails it for me.
Well, it kind of, I'm sort of looking at it, and it kind of also, even though they may be restrictive, if you kind of look, it looks like they've got the fins of the covers actually twisted slightly, almost like a fan blade.
Right.
So the air come out a little easier or something. Just a thinking.
Yeah, it could be. And it looks like the rear section is that ductwork underneath those rear fans?
I'm not sure.
You see what I'm talking about towards the back? It looks orange underneath it, like it might be a ductwork. It's like you're pulling in from the sides there.
Oh, you know
Close
what?
bottom.
You know what, guys? I think it's from the floor. It's underneath. They're pulling in from beneath. There's yeah, it's some type of. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Dwayne.
Yeah, like a ductwork where it's sucking in from the sides.
Yeah.
Or blowing it out. One of the two.
It's got to be. It's got to be blowing. It's sucking it in, wouldn't you think? And then up through the top because there's looks like two 120s in the back panel. You know, when you listen to the audio in this video, the guy asks, "Well, does this heatsink? Because the gigantic heatsink there on the CPU, he's like, well, does this come with the case?" And then the guy's like, "No, it'd be sold separately." And I'm thinking, you are designing a case for this heatsink, and then you got to buy it separately.
Right.
You know, I don't get that, but hey.
Hey, you know, you got to sell it. You got to make a profit, I guess. You know, sell the
It's all about
accessories.
the accessories, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks really good with this. Buy one.
I see, you know, the first thing the guy said when he walks up, he's like, "Ooh, nice motherboard," because it's got the blood rage in it.
Yeah.
Well, you can't even see the motherboard.
I know, it's all covered in heatsink fins. Or it's hidden back there. The power supply is, I think, drawing air from the bottom and then exhausting out the front, what looks to be the front grill and the bezel.
Yeah, it does, isn't it? Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Which is, I've never seen that done before.
The only other case I've seen that put the power supply down there like that would be the BFG Phobos. I think that's where they got their power supply mounted on it.
Where it blows up towards the front of you, huh?
I don't I don't know that it goes out the front or if it goes out the bottom. I can't remember. I'll have to pull up a picture and look.
So, it could be drawing in from the front and then blowing out the bottom.
That would be abnormal unless they have power supply specifically made for it.
Right, right. No, you're right. After I said it, I went, oops, no, fan's wrong direction. I don't know.
Well, as you get closer to the back, you get a better picture of those big fan covers Tazz was talking about, and they are not beveled. They do not twist. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't get it. I mean, that was my initial thought. It's like, you're a cooler manufacturer. Why are you running such restrictive fan covers? I mean, I can understand if it was just there for cosmetics, but you can actually tell there's fans underneath there.
Yeah. If it had been twisted, it would have been a little bit better. Not a lot, but a little.
Well, if they just would have used the same chrome wire fan guards they had on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the wire ones on the side in plain view. Why not use the same ones on the inside?
Exactly. Which was funny to see those because, I mean, I remember seeing those when I first got into building PCs.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you would think, I mean, with all the other orange stuff and all the other heat sinks and everything else they get going on in there, they would at least spend more than 50 cents on those fan guards.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. You can come out and check us at moddersinc.com. We have a Twitter page. It's moddersinc, no dash. You can come out and check my Twitter page. I have it. It's American Freak. I believe Vic also has one.
Excalibur FX.
And I don't think Tony has on the Twitter yet. He's not up onto that yet, but I do know he has a Facebook page.
Yeah, you can find me on there as MI-Tazz, and that's about the only place I go besides Modders Inc. and hitting JohnnyGuru.com every now and then.
Oh yeah, definitely get over to Johnny Guru if you want to learn about the power supplies. Jump on the front of our site, and you will see all the links to our podcasts, our feeds, everything that we do on the site is listed over on the left-hand side down towards the bottom. Bill, do you have any special pages or anything you want people to go check out? Or
yeah, check out casemodblog.com, and we try to keep ride the wave on what's going on in the community and any new interesting products and guides. And on that page, there's a store link to MMPC Tech Store, and then videos you'll find my YouTube page. And I've been really busy. I'm going to have a bunch of new videos coming out. One in particular is how to properly dismantle the Xbox 360 without destroying the plastic shell. There seems to be a lot of people on YouTube that are showing you how to do it with a flathead screwdriver. Well, there's a brand new tool that's come out that we got a hold of, and I'm working that video right now. And, of course, if you go to the forums, there'll be some projects. And Modders Inc., we always got some kind of work log going, too. So, and I'm on Twitter as well. And I won't tell you when I'm getting up to get a bag of chips on Twitter or when I'm waiting at Taco Bell online. I try to keep it pertinent to information you want to know about, particularly our latest progress on whatever project. So yeah, and thanks guys for the opportunity again. It was a blast to talk with you.
Yeah, it was our pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Thanks for
enjoyed it
for stopping by. And Vic, send us out.
Modding, ain't it cool?
Thanks for listening, and remember, visit moddersinc.com. Put new life into your PC.